Alright, we're a little close at this point, but this is where this is going to be. Those are self-tappers. There is clearance underneath, so now that I got those in there, I'm going to go look underneath and see if I can get my paws up there to put actual nut and bolts. If not, I'll take each one out and put it back in again with some silicone sealant or undercoating or something to make sure that everything's sealed. That's going to get done regardless. But there it is. So now the computer will be here when I want to use it. It's right there. And if I don't want to use it, I just put it over here. And I have use of my cup holders. Now the only reason why I would be needing 2 cup holders is if I had somebody in the van and we were both drinking coffee or a beverage of sort. Me, it's either water, lemon water, almond milk, or coffee. Well, it could be black tea, decaf. But at that point, that doesn't make a difference. I just start rattling on again. So, there. Now, there is another cup holder there. So if I happen to be out and about on myself, on my own, and I am held up someplace watching something, I can have my computer here, I can have my coffee there. I could use this for something, but at that point, why take a chance? And that's where we're at. So the wire is going to come down in here. I do have some loom that may fit over this whole thing. Now what I was also thinking of is possibly just putting a piece of 1 1/4 inch or 1 inch, 1 1/2 inch, whatever will fit, with some room of PVC. Paint it black, unscrew this, drop it over it, because then that can be my channel to run my wires. Yeah, got me so far? And now I still need to find a place for the switch. Now do I want to put the switch on here? Well, actually I could probably just put it up under here. Nah, that's going to be a pain in the ass, so that's not going to work. That would be the best place for it. However, that takes away from this pocket. I won't get my paws in there. I could put it down here, which is okay. I just really don't want them glaring up in my face because they're going to be lit red, and I don't want red lights glowing in my face at night. So, I don't know. Down there, well, that's not too bad actually. No, that's really not too bad down there, because I can reach them. I got to bend a little bit, but it's not one of those things to where, you know, I'm always bending over to turn them on or off. I turn them on or they turn them off. It's nothing. You know what? That might be the spot. Yeah, put some double-sided tape on this. A couple of those self-tappers, and I'll just put it right there. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. See, guys, you talked me into it. See, when I talk to you guys, I get ideas. So that's where we're at so far. The power comes from the battery to the fuse box, which is under the seat, and ready for wires. I have the wiring coming from the back, which is also under the seat. So I have to go from there to the switch and then to the fuse. So I have to decide how I actually want to do this. This is pretty solid under there. It's not just a piece of rubber over metal. That's solid. See that little lip right there? So I just can't slice a little slice underneath and slide it under, because it's not going to happen. Well, you know what I could do? You know those yeah, you see them a lot on floors in offices and things. If they're running wire on the floor, they put those little flat, like stick-on rubber thresholds. They're about yay wide, and it's got a little channel in it. I can probably just get a hunk of that and make black, and then cut it to fit right there, and just run the wires right there over the top. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Not a big deal. Alright, so now the wife is in Walmart. When she gets back, she should be back here in about another 20 minutes, I'm thinking. I'll let her get everything done that she has to do in the house, and then I'm going to have her, yes, strip out the other van. I'm going to flip both switches off the batteries, so the batteries will be totally disconnected. And then I'm going to tell her everything that's in the van, under the seat, just cut the wires at the connecting point where it connects to the actual van or a fuse box, and don't even worry about it. And then after that's all cut out, we get that out of there. Then I go in, straighten it out, get it done, put the van back together, the Astro van that is, and we're basically done with that one, except for I got to get that Moto antenna off the roof. The 2-meter 440 antennas, I'll leave them up there. The 11-meter quarter wave whip, I'll take that off because the wife's not going to want that banging around up there, especially if she's not using it. But at that point, that's kind of what we'll do. And then during the week, I can work on the short. Now I got a couple of things I got to try to get done this week. One is Tom bought a laser for his Glock, so he wants me to make him a holster that'll fit the laser. So I got to possibly Monday I'll meet up with him and I'll make a quick mold of the laser that he has, and try to get that holster done this upcoming week. And then I got to do vintage radio. I want to get that done for him this week and get that back. I mean, he hasn't used it in 20 years, but you know, he's ready to use it. So I know how it is when you want to use something, you want to use it, you're ready to use it, you got to get it done. You know what I mean? So you know, he says take my time. You know, I told him 2-3 weeks, and it's coming up on the 3rd week next week, so I'm going to try to get that done. Alright, anyway guys, here I am. I just start rattling away. So I got more tools here than I have in my shop, so it's going to be get the wheelbarrow and fill it up and bring everything back into the shop and just place it as I go. I have all my connectors down there because I got to start doing some wiring. And now that I know what I'm doing here, I'll get that done. So I got to run a power line up. I got to get my inverter. I'll probably put the inverter under the seat as well. Yeah, because that wire will carry that, so that's not a problem. So I can put the inverter over there. 30 amp fuse will be more than enough for that. This here way I can just plug in right here if I want, and turn it on. Because the computer, I either run it off the inverter or when I'm running off 12 volt. But at that point, let me get the inverter down there. It's only a little 150, it's nothing big. I do have a 600, but that's a little more than I need, and because it's a cheap one, you know, it's not a oh shit, I can't think of it now. It's a modified, which means that it eats up a lot of juice. It eats up a lot of amperage on the DC side, the DC side. So if I don't need something that big, I'm not going to keep it back here. I may, once I get the other batteries hooked up, hook it up to the second batteries for the back. This way, if I do want to put a little coffee pot system in here or something, I can. I don't think so. I'm not going to make this a camper van. However, when I am out and about, sometimes last year I got called out and I was sitting in a snowstorm in the van for 4 hours watching down wires that were live to make sure nobody went near them. So, I mean, I wasn't stuck, but I was basically there. So I had to stay there. So for 4 hours, I'm sitting there because I had to wait for the utility company to come out and declare them okay. So there I am in a snowstorm, people getting stuck. It was probably about 8 inches at the time. I wasn't worried about getting stuck because I had the Astro van, but I was there, you know, so I didn't have much with me at the time. So I said, you know what? This would be a perfect time to have a computer. You know, I've got the Wi-Fi, the hotspot. I'm with Xfinity, and they're just about all over the place, so I can watch TV if I wanted to. Yeah, I'm supposed to be watching The Wire, but when I usually set up like this, I set up like this so that I don't have to sit there and babysit people that are trying to get through. And in this case, it was a snowstorm, so there was nobody out anyway, you know. You know, that's basically why I have a lot of stuff in the van, so it entertains me while I'm sitting there doing nothing. So, and it would be nice every now and then to have a cup of coffee, because sometimes when you get there, you don't know how long you're going to be. I could be there for 10 minutes, I can be there for 4 hours. A couple of our guys had to go to a fire, and after the company left, they said to the two guys, stay here and keep an eye on it because it's still smoldering, but we have other fires we got to get to. They couldn't stay there any longer. So they ended up staying there almost 12 hours watching this thing to make sure that it didn't ignite again. You know, and basically they were stuck there. So, you know, we kind of did a relief change off, and, you know, they need something to eat, that type of thing. But, you know, sometimes, like I say, you don't know how long you're going to get stuck there. Our contract says 4 hours, but, you know, you just can't pick up and leave. You know, you're there to protect the fire department, the firemen, you know, as well as the police department, to make sure that they're safe in doing their job. So, oh, wait a minute, 4 hours, I'm leaving. You can't do that. You know, you don't do that. So we stay. Anyway, guys, let me shut down.